Today we are going to study articulation point. Today we are first going to see classifications of edges. We will see what is articulation point and how to find articulation point in a graph with the help of one example. Let us start with classification of edges. Now edges in a graph is actually providing important information about a graph. Now there are different types of edges in terms of depth first search. So recall what is depth first search traversal of a tree on a graph. In that we have to find out different types of edges. Now first of its kind is tree edge, which is an edge which is generated inside a depth first forest or depth first tree, which is also present in a graph and also present in a DFS tree itself. That is called as a tree edge. Now they are read from parent node to child node. We know that in a graph, if edge doesn't have any direction, then it can be read from any way to another way or from any vertex to another vertex. But when the same edge is belonging to a tree, which is actually a DFS tree, in that we have to study an edge in a particular order. Now that order is in from parent to child node, or a node which is generated first to the node which is generated later on. So take the example, this is my graph. The same graph traversal of DFS we have seen as an example in our previous lecture, whose equivalent graph is or whose equivalent DFS tree is also shown. Now, some of the edges are actually belonging to graph and also are included inside DFS tree. Now, these edges are called as tree edge. Now, we have started our traversal from A node to B. So, we will read an edge from A to B because A is a parent or a root node and B is a child of parent A. That's why we will not read the same edge as B to A. It will always read as from parent to child, that is from A to B. Likewise, an edge B to E is always read as from parent B to child E, but it will never read it as E to B. Another type of edge is back edge. An edge which is present in a graph but which is not included in a DFS tree, which is actually read from child to parent, which is actually a reverse of our tree edge. Now as you can consider, this is our actual graph. Now in this graph we have generated its DFS tree. Now inside this DFS tree there are some edges which are not included but which are originally present in our graph, like an edge which is connecting vertex C and G and another edge which is connecting vertex F and G. Now inside both of these edges are actually read from child to parent. Like if I consider C is traversed first and G vertex is just traversed the last vertex, we will read an edge from G to C. Similarly, F is traversed before G is traversed, so F becomes ancestor, G becomes descendant. So we will read it from G to F, not F to G. Let us see what is articulation point. For a given graph, which is actually collection of vertices and edges, is a connected and undirected graph. What do we mean by connected graph? To move from some vertex to any other vertex, there do exist direct or indirect path. That means every vertex of a graph is a reachable vertex. There are no such as isolated vertex which cannot be reached from any other vertex. Such a graph is called as connected graph. Now in this connected graph, which is also undirected, that means edges doesn't have direction. An articulation point of graph is a vertex whose removal makes a graph disconnected. Say for example, here there are 6 vertices. Now as you can see the vertex, this one, if I remove it, it will make my graph disconnected. Or if I remove this vertex also, it will disconnect two vertices which are on the left hand side to it, and it will also disconnect those three vertices which are towards the left of it. So these 2 points of a graph, or these two vertices of a graph, is called as articulation point of a graph, which converts or which transforms a connected graph into disconnected one. Now let us see how to identify articulation point of any given particular graph. So first step is to generate DFS tree of a given graph and assign each node a depth first number, the order in which we are going to visit them. So for example, if we are visiting the first node, the DFN number will be first. The first adjacent that will get number 2, its next adjacent will get number 3, and so on. Now consider a particular graph G, which is having 10 vertices and there are some set of edges. Now in this graph, we have to start traversing. So let us start or choose root as vertex number 1. Since this is the very first vertex of depth first search tree, its depth first number will be 1. Next vertex that we should visit is any adjacent of vertex number 1. Now there are two adjacents of vertex number 1, 2 and 4 respectively. We can choose any of these, but I will prefer go in order of vertices. So I will first go vertex or visit vertex number 2. Now this is the second vertex in a depth first search tree which I am going to visit. Next vertex. Now vertex number 2 is having actually 3 adjacent. Adjacent 1, 5, 8 and 3. But out of all these, vertex number 1 is already visited, so we cannot go back and visit same vertex. Out of 5, 8 and 3, I am first choosing third vertex to get visited. So vertex number 3 is the third vertex which is actually I am going to visit. Now this vertex number 3 are having 3 adjacent 4, 9 and 10 which are unvisited. So out of these 3 I will first select adjacent vertex number 4. That will be first selected and it will get visited. Since this is the fourth vertex that I am visiting, its depth first number will be 4. Now from 4 there are two adjacents, one vertex number 1 and vertex number 3. Both of these adjacents of this fourth vertex are visited. So we must not consider its adjacent. So we must go back to vertex number 3. Now are there any node of vertex number 3 that are left unvisited? Yes, there is a vertex number 9. So we will visit vertex number 9, but since this is the fifth vertex that we are visiting, its depth first number will be 5. Are there any adjacents of vertex 9 which are still left to get visited? No, there are no adjacent of 9 which are left to unvisited, or they are left as unvisited. So we will go back to vertex number 3. Are there any vertices of vertex number 3 which are adjacent and unvisited? Yes, there is a vertex number 10 which is left as unvisited. So we will visit it and give it the depth first number as 6 because this is the sixth vertex that I am visiting. Now again, are there any vertices of vertex number 10 which are left unvisited? No. So we will go back one step, that is vertex number 3. Are there any adjacent of vertex number 3 which are left unvisited? No. So we will go one step back, that is vertex number 2. At vertex number 2, are there any adjacents which are left unvisited? Yes, there are vertex number 5 and vertex number 8. We will select one of them, that is vertex number 5, and visit that particular vertex and give it a depth first number. This is the 7th vertex that I am visiting, that's why the number will be given as 7. Now vertex number 5 having 3 vertices which are left unvisited. That is vertex number 6 which is above it, vertex number 7 which is towards the left of it, and vertex number 8 which is towards the below it. Now out of 6, 7 and 8, we are going to first visit vertex number 6. So let us visit vertex number 6, that is the 8th vertex that we are visiting. So number is given as 8. From vertex 6, are there any vertices which are left unvisited? No. So we will go one step back, that is vertex number 5. Are there any vertex which is left unvisited? Yes, there are two, vertex number 7 and vertex number 8. But out of these two, we are going to visit the very first, that is the vertex number 7. It is the 9th vertex that I am visiting. That's why vertex number 7 will have depth first number as 9. Then followed by vertex number 8, which is actually having, or which is actually 10th vertex that we are visiting. Now from vertex number 8, are there any adjacent which is left unvisited? No, we will go back. Vertex number 7, are there any unvisited adjacents? No, we will go back. Vertex number 5, are there any unvisited adjacent? No. Vertex number 2, are there any unvisited adjacent? No, we will again go back. Vertex number 1, are there any nodes which are left unvisited? No. So we have completed depth first search or depth first traversal of tree and given each node its depth first number. Now after this particular step, we have to add back edges. Now what do we mean by back edges and how we are going to convert? The edges that are done red are actually tree edges. That means we have followed those edges to generate a tree. But remaining edges which are still left black are those edges which are not included in a tree. So they will become my back edges. Now here tree edges are with those edges which were present in original graph as well as they are included inside DFS tree. They are read from parent to child vertex. Now from any two vertices, how we are going to know which vertex is a parent vertex and which vertex is a child vertex? So vertex which is having the smaller DFN number is a parent vertex and a vertex which is having larger DFN number is a child vertex. So vertices are read from the order whose DFN is smaller towards the vertex whose DFN is larger. Say for example, consider this particular edge. This edge is read from vertex 2 to 5, that is edge is 2, 5. Or consider this particular edge. The edge is from 3 to 10. Why? Because vertex 3 is having lesser DFN and vertex 10 is having larger DFN. So edge will read as vertex 3, vertex 10 edge. Now what about back edges? Back edge are those edges which were originally present in graph but not included in DFS tree. So those are the edges which are denoted by dotted line and they are read from child vertex to parent vertex. That is the vertex whose DFN is large to vertex whose DFN is small. Say for example this particular vertex. In this vertex, DFN of vertex 4 is larger and DFN of vertex 1 is smaller. So edge is from vertex 4, vertex 1. Or consider this particular edge. This edge will read from vertex 7 to 2 because DFN of vertex 7 is larger and DFN of vertex 2 is smaller. Similarly, for this back edge, it will be read from 8, 2. And last edge, that is back edge, is read as 8, 5. So this is the number of back edges that are present in a graph. I will make a list of them so it would be easier for me for further calculation. There are only 4 back edges, that is 4, 1, 7, 2, 8, 5 and 8, 2. Now using this list of back edges and the resultant DFS tree, we are going to find out articulation point.